$10 gets you sticky floors, questionable entertainment, and zero judgment. If you're telling yourself just one more bad idea, this is it. Now showing regret, desperation, and whatever's behind curtain number one.
Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Thank you for joining me here for the Task Effect Daily News in a way you did not know you could use. For those listening in over the radio airways of GCPR.live, thank you so much. Those listening and watching over Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Substack, welcome. Today is Fun News Friday, where we discuss news from all around the internet and share. Well, today is the official premiere of Melania, the documentary no one asked for and no one really wanted to make. But Donnie Sr. needed some money laundered. So now he's forcing his wife to make that good old negative Trump history they're so known for. No one is able to convince anyone to buy tickets. There are multiple reports stating that, per the usual Trump senior tactics, they're going on to casting sites trying to pay people to buy a ticket and go sit in the movie theater. Did like, no, absolutely not. No, we're not doing that. And now, in court documents and in various interviews, hey, Susan, people have always, including Trump, have tried to put out this narrative that he just wants to do everything to make Melania happy, that he's so obsessed with her. Hey, Annabelle, but no, she goes along with whatever he wants to make him happy, because what about this said? She wanted this because she definitely didn't ask for it. Definitely not. Not a once. But here we are with a movie about the final 2 weeks before the inauguration. Simple Black Theory just got arrested in Minnesota. Ooh. Okay, we'll keep an eye out regarding that information. Now, real quick. Yes, we're going to get into some fun news. We've got to take care of some serious stuff. Y'all remember last year, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Springfield, Ohio. The district, a city that was in the former district of J.D. Vance when he was still in Congress. That's the next ICE target. That is the next ICE target. Now, okay. Indiana Legal Services put forward this information. What to do if your loved one is taken by ICE in Indiana, specifically to Indiana. Visit localice.gov. If not, fine, try other spellings, because even though it's the federal government, they're not spelling names correctly. Also, check county jails, the Federal Bureau of Prisons inmate search, and VineLink, because there are a lot of these facilities that ICE and Border Patrol are using that serve a duality. So if somebody is picked up and they're taken to a county jail, it's not going to be in there. Yeah, you like that, Jen? And like I said before, you can go to camptaz.blogspot.com, and I've gotten the ICE facilities broken down in categories. Contact an immigration lawyer. You can use Indiana Legal Services, indianalegalservices.org, American Immigration Lawyers Association, and that's AILALAWYER.com. Immigration Advocates, that's immigrationadvocates.org. American Undocumented Youth Alliance, and that's IUYA.org/immigration-attorneys. And the National Immigrant Justice Center, immigrantjustice.org. To report ICE sightings in Indianapolis, dial 1-855-589-4639. Once again, to report ICE sightings in the state of Indiana, dial 1-855-589-4639. Now, chat. Hey, Vix. Every day I wonder why I continue to have a public email and make it visible to a lot of y'all. I do every day, every day. I love y'all though. I did not know that there is a grated cheese challenge. It's not what you think it is. It is not what you think it is. Okay, as somebody who adores cheese, I was like, oh yes, we're good. We're gonna do this. It's gonna be wonderful. It's not. It's not. I want you to take a listen to something, then we'll explain it. Okay.
Saving my foot shavings to put them on your food as Parmesan.
Is that a cheese grater?
I've been saving my foot shavings to put them on your food as Parmesan, and tonight was the night.
Did I ever tell you how much I dislike you?
She knew exactly who she was doing that to, and she knew the exact reaction she was going to get. Different place, different person, and the reaction is going to be quite different.
Look, everyone, gather round, gather.
How does one sit and think in the midst of giving themselves a pedicure? You know what? These little crusty crusts on my feet would be great for me to put in food. And then as I do that, and I have everybody sitting around just sopping it up, I'm going to tell them that my foot scrapings are the white people. I'm tired of asking if y'all okay. You're not. You're not. You absolutely. Why do y'all hate each other so much? And why do you like displaying that hate? You can't eat at everybody's house. You can't eat at everybody's house. Cool child. But hold on. Let's get this. Here we go. Now, that's up there with Diddy's mama. Oh my God, I forgot about the nut mac and cheese. Oh, Lord. Oh my God. Well, we're going to shift from food because please let that be a very short-lived trend. Let that trend already be gone on to glory. Okay, let it be gone on to glory. Real quick, because I'm getting tired of this happening. Salespeople, you see this face, you hear this voice. The quickest way for me to never do business with you and just to block you across everything is for you to call me as if you're having an emergency and we're related. But now with all the snowstorm that happened, those that live in Kentucky, you notice it's really not much to do in Kentucky. Okay. Even sometimes for the cops, sometimes, depending on the city that you live in, everybody got a Cletus that keeps the PD on their P's and Q's. Okay. But Louisville, Kentucky, they decided to do, they went rogue with the tweets. You're going to enjoy this. Listen up.
The Louisville Metro Police social media team was called into HR after their tweets went viral. Y'all get ready. Breaking. HR has set a meeting with the social media team today at noon. Chat, are we cooked? Apparently, brushing off HR isn't an option. Wish us luck or don't. HR told us to bring our phones. We don't think they meant it the way we took it. Anyway, this may be our last transmission. Pray for us. Nothing human about this place, to be honest. Waiting to get called back. Human Resource Unit. HR opened with, so, about the snow tweets. We said, which one? They did not laugh. HR is strolling. We didn't realize how many tweets we actually did until we saw her finger moving like a slot machine. This is not good, y'all. HR just said, give me the phone. We said no. They said yes. We said, this is police property. They said even worse. Okay, chat. We have no choice. Giving the phone to HR. It was nice interacting with you all. Since. Okay. Good afternoon. The LMPD wishes to apologize for the tone of our tweets over the last 48 hours. Our social feeds do not accurately reflect the entire department or this community. Get ready. We got the phone back, chat. HR is fast, but we are faster. We're bouncing out this meeting. Be right back. Wow, they were big angry. We can't take a joke in 26. Chat, this was some, shall we say, middle ground for both HR and the social media team? Or so they think. Get ready. Catch your breath. I'm good. Let's go. HR said, need balance. So here's our balance message. Take it or leave it. Please drive safe. Stop abandoning cars. Stop doing donuts in front of officers. And stop skiing behind pickup trucks. More runs? All right. Roads are slick, super slick. Visibility is low. And yes, Karen, your two-wheel drive Kia Soul is not built for this. Please go home. Our plow trucks are out all night. Our officers are out all night. And if you're texting your ex all night, that's between you and your therapist. Leave us alone. On the scanner, someone just drove past 11 a.m. Adam doing 14 miles sideways. Louisville, go home. If you crash tonight doing donuts, In a parking lot, that's between you and Jesus. We're tired. The viral tweets. This is some of the funniest stuff.
Now, before you ask, have people been known to ski behind pickup trucks? Yes. Do people with Kia Souls think that their vehicles are built for everything, including 10 to 12 inches of snow? Absolutely. Is it? No. Will people in Kentucky do donuts any and everywhere? Yes. I've seen people try to attempt them in drive-thrus. And it went about as well as you could imagine. Okay? Okay. Sometimes you got to let go and let the funny, because now, technically, this next one is not from around social media, technically, but this is being discussed all around social media. And by this, I'm talking about the Melania movie. Definitely white people should just oops, what to do. Hey, Chuckles. Now, okay. Barron and his step-siblings accused of snubbing Melania's documentary after reports she exploded at a betrayal involving her son. Well, he's a big boy now. No, my mama's little boy. Hello, Turtle Piece. So everyone has been keeping an eye on the new Melania Trump documentary. We're going to use the word documentary very loosely here, very loosely. And on all the events that have taken place to promote it. The documentary, which is now in theaters, had its premiere on January 29th at the newly renamed the Donald J. Trump and John F. Kennedy Memorial Center for the Performing Arts after screening, woo, the Freudian slip. Screening of the film was done at the White House. But who was present at the premiere and who didn't make it? Barron Trump was among the people who did not join his mother for the premiere of Melania, despite appearing on the cast list of the documentary. Ivanka Trump was also not present at the premiere event. First of all, y'all, let's talk for a minute. Let's chit chat. Let's chit chat about Miss Melania. Hey, hey, Glenda, glad you could make it. Melania Trump has never come off to me as that wife that enjoys having bonus children. She doesn't strike me as ever being a stepmother. To me, it seems like she's always been Barron's mother and Don Sr.'s wife. I don't think she ever tried to form any type of connection, anything, not even a friendship with the rest of the kids. When Tiffany was the last one to get married. And even with those pictures that were put out, she was weird. It was no cohesiveness. But I think now that Barron is getting into adulthood, he's realizing how much he's been hampered by his mother and how much he's been sheltered because of her. And I think he's like, we don't really see eye to eye on a lot of stuff. I don't like it over here with you. Plus, sorry, not sorry. I got some nerdy kids, okay? I know, shocker. But they wouldn't come with me for a documentary. Now, my kids will go to a movie with me. Like, we know I love my sci-fi. Like, one time my oldest daughter went to the movies with me. Sister girl slept through that whole movie. She just didn't want me sitting in the movie theater by myself. You know, that's cool, but when has there ever been a big red wave? Never. And hate on what? I'm sitting here talking about my child going to the movies with me. Y'all just come here to say anything. But let's continue. Eric Trump and his wife were also not in attendance, and neither was Tiffany Trump. Well, Tiffany is a new mother. I'll give her a pass on that. She is a new mother, so she might just be cooled up with her new man and her baby. Donald Trump Jr., however, he was joined by his fiancee, Bettina Anderson. Don Jr. just likes to collect fiancés. Okay, he is like the Thanos of fiancés. But I was pretty sure he was going to show because if you remember a month ago, Trump was opining about his pending death and doom and was like, yeah, when I die, Don Jr. would rather be hunting. Random and unprovoked. Nobody asked you. The wave that left me looking for air, I breathe just fine. You're coming into my space trying to prove that I should be intimidated. I want you to think about that. No, Barron Trump was among the people who did not join his mother for the premiere of Melania, despite appearing on the cast list of the documentary. And most of the Trump cabinet members were also there, with Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, because it's probably date night for him and his wife. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, Education Secretary Linda McMahon. Linda is just happy to be included in anything because y'all be forgetting that she's actually a cabinet member. And Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins, all walking the red carpet because that's the only time they're going to be able to walk a red carpet. This ain't got nothing to do with supporting Melania because I promise you, if you go ask them right now, what was your favorite part of the movie? What was the most poignant? What's your best quote from the movie? They don't know. FBI Director Kash Patel, UN Ambassador Mike Waltz, Dr. Mehmet Oz, Janine Pirro, and Speaker Mike Johnson were also at the premiere. Sweetheart, you could tell people that the Trumps were sneezing into a tissue at 2 p.m. in the middle of Manhattan and Mike Johnson would be there. I'm beginning to realize why his last name is Johnson. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. All of this comes as Melania recently said her son Barron still requires her full-time attention, even though he is about to turn 20. Melania, it's time to get a personality, babe. And it's time for you to find a new excuse not to be around Donnie Sr. He's not a baby anymore. No wonder he didn't show up. He knew you would be occupied. This is the one time he could go out and probably get his undercarriage touched. Probably get a whiff of something. You need to be there for a child nonstop, especially when they need you, especially at that age that Barron is. Melania said on Fox Business. What? At 20 years old, did you need your parents hovering? Hovering. She looking at Barron like, come be the shield I need. Now, I got a few serious things that we do need to talk about today, as always. Y'all remember the woman who recorded the Alex Preddy killing, right? Well, the woman who recorded Alex Preddy killing says DHS agent called her a vulgar name seconds prior. If you're shocked, raise your hand. I hate you saying you like to pick. You like to pick. Twinning. Twin, where have you been? Nobody loves him like he does. Nobody gonna love Trump like Trump loves. For somebody that's so sleep deprived, why am I like this? Probably the sleep deprivation. Okay, a Minnesota woman who recorded Alex Preddy's killing by Border Patrol agents from her vehicle revealed Thursday that just prior to the incident, officers had threatened to drag her out of her vehicle and called her a misogynistic expletive. Not shocked. I will say to this woman, kudos for doing this interview and giving copies of the recordings that you have, and you not trying to build a social media platform off of it. Kudos to you. Yeah, Bear doesn't want to hang with her no more. Bear want big boy friends. He got big boy needs. He want big boy. But real quick. Seeing videos or pictures of somebody at a protest is different from them being boots on the ground and doing the good work. There are people getting mad at a certain creator for calling out some performative creators. And they're like, no, they should check the resume. You need to take the rose-colored glasses off. You need to take the rose-colored glasses off. I need you all to use your smarticle particles right now. At a protest, if all of your videos are crispy, like you could send them off to Hollywood and they could slip them into a commercial, or they look like a trailer for a movie, yeah, no. If every picture of yours is impeccable quality, you're not there to protest. And if you've got all this footage, everything is about this protest is centered, all of your chronicling of this is centered around you, around your face, around your message, about you giving a speech. You are not putting this information on social media to chronicle it or to teach people how to do it. You're doing it for the sake of your ego. That is not boots on the ground. And a lot of y'all are mistaking that. A lot of y'all are mistaking that. You're sitting here rage baiting and fear mongering one another, going, conceal your identity. Make sure you take these things off, rightfully so, before you protest. And then people are like, pick nail lady from the protest. This is my profile. Come and find me. And then you're like, oh no, you can't criticize such and such and such and such. I don't watch them for 4 years and I've seen them at this protest and that. But did you see them at the protest or did you see footage? Because you do realize the people who are really, truly 10 toes down, boots on the ground, you were going to see very little footage from them. Unless it's time to chronicle some stuff that's going down. Therefore, you're not going to see their face. They will be behind the camera. They're not posing like it's glamour shots. Like, did y'all forget that? Y'all giving people a pass to sit on lives after they've flown to these cities where the citizens, the residents are being terrorized, and they're sitting on lives going, I was here for the vibes. Oh, what kind of content are you going to make here? Well, I was thinking this. I had this idea. What? And y'all out here vouching for them like, yeah, they get it out the mud. They doing it for us. Are you kidding me? Sorry, not sorry, but you're also a part of how we got here. You're also a part of how we got here. Also, from news around social media, over on the TikTok streets. Now, there's a woman, Sarah Monique, I think that's how it's Sansari, who, let me give you a little background, okay? She's trying to be one of those judgmental pick-me-shits, all right? Always, a man wants this, and this is so ghetto, and get your finances together. She was living out of a hotel. She had a baby by a married man. All the things, all the things you expect from people who make that content, okay? They're always, trying to tell you how to live a life that they're not living. Well, a few years back on Facebook, she had put up on her social media that she had passed away, that all the bullying and harassment had got so bad that she took herself off the census. Now, for somebody who has been severely bullied and harassed to the point where I did end up in the groupie slot casino and resort, because I did try to end my own life live on the air on Facebook, as a matter of fact. I was kind of like, okay, this is in poor taste because they put up a whole obituary of her in a dress and wings and stuff like that. Well, this week, some people told me go down this rabbit hole. It was announced by her adult daughter. Did not know she had an adult daughter, but I'm not a follower of her content. I just knew about the 7-year-old child that she had by the married man. Said that she had passed away due to lack of oxygen after a heart attack. That she was left, she had a heart attack, passed out in her hotel room, and was left without oxygen to the brain for 14 minutes. One plus one isn't adding up to two to me. I'm not a victim blamer, but I do have logic. Okay. And there was a picture that was posted of her son kissing somebody. I don't know. The face looks a little bloated and everything else that the adult daughter put up there. And there's a GoFundMe to get her cremated and to help take care of the son. But then they're also saying that the 7-year-old is now in Child Protective Services. But child, then there's an obituary that's up by on a funeral home's website, but she's up there putting a peace sign up in the obituary. That's the picture that y'all chose. And people are like, oh, it's time to stop bullying people. I think this woman will fake her death again because she need money. I hope I'm wrong. But 1 plus 1 is not adding up to 2. So that's a big discussion that's going on. And of course, anytime there's one story about one thing, people want to clamor on. Also, what's going on the Ticker Talk and a couple others, trickled into a couple other social media platforms, is by now we've all heard about Jordan. Oja Wagon, whatever. Assaulting 4 different women, admitting to assaulting 4 different women, people still trying to defend him and talk away what he did and what he admitted to. But there's also been an influx of people trying to center themselves and take support away from the actual victims, especially the singular victim that I know of. There may be more victims that have spoken up. I've just only seen one come forward and say that they were one of the victims, which I think is weird. Which I think is extremely, extremely weird. Yeah. People are making a pickle dip, a pickle dip that's giving people tummy aches. I don't know what y'all expect. Greek yogurt, whipped cream cheese, sour cream, pickles, jalapenos, and green onions all mixed together with some cheese and some bacon bits. That's the type of experiment you do as a child. And when you first learn about the illicit Mary Jane. Yeah, heartburn for real. Like, are y'all okay? Like, y'all decided when prices get the most expensive, okay, when wages are not going up, to choose to start experimenting with all sorts of craziness. Okay, just why? And now I found out that there's certain liquor stores, specifically why on Aisle 3, I don't know, but everybody seems to be finding it on Aisle 3 at the liquor store. They're getting, remember the old school punch buckets that had a little lid, had a little spout at the bottom. I think you could hold like a gallon in it. They're selling those again, but with like buzz balls, a cut water, like you're supposed to, everything that's in this thing, you're supposed to mix together over ice in the container, and people are doing it. Once again, why, when things are the most expensive, do y'all want to experiment and why are you mixing the 7 deadly sins of liquor in one drink? I don't know what's wrong with it. I don't. They'll eat and drink everything but fruit, Susan. Just I don't know. I don't know. But everything that I've heard about Cutwater, you need to cut what did Uncle Jess say? You need to cut it out like expeditiously. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? It looks dangerous. It looks like homemade Four Loko. Like, I don't think that those people meant for you to mix all that stuff into that container. I think like you make some juicy juice and then like the stuff that they have in there, like you mix that in like with the individual. Y'all, what is y'all see? Y'all always want to make fun of the nerds, but then you want to you want to act like you a nerd. You want to do scientific experiments like you are a nerd. No, no, no. You gotta have better ideas. And this is for me. I'm telling you, you gotta have better ideas. Okay. I'm the queen of just thinking about something and then deciding I got to see it through, my boy. No, I'm telling you what let me just tell you, with this one, with this beverage, you've come to the end of the road and possibly your life. What is just and there, yeah, I had to make a list this week because I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Wait a second. Hold on. Oh, okay. So there's a lovely young woman in her area. She has been making a spreadsheet, a list of racist restaurants that nobody should fraternize. And she's also included restaurants that are like supporting ICE, capitulating to ICE, things like that. Well, when she was updating, she was like, yeah, you can go here and see the whole list. And, when you go to the list, you can click on, I have a video attached to it breaking down specifically why this business made it there. Well, there was one business that somebody was like, not you have Jules Bakery on there. They're not racist. I know for a fact. Let me tell you. You know what? I ain't gonna tell you. I ain't gonna tell you. I'm gonna let you listen to it. I'm gonna let you listen to it. This why. If somebody is making a list, okay, and they done checked it twice, like they Santa 365, okay, don't come up there telling them that they got something wrong on the list. Not like that. You got to be cutesy with it. You got to keep it demure when you don't. You getting the whooping and not the sexy kind. Okay, take a listen. Let's pay attention.
Oh, Erica, if you truly believe that Julie Moreno is not MAGA, besides her being my mom and being raised by her and her being extremely racist and homophobic my entire life, this is public record, by the way. I'm going to block out her address just to be nice, but you can just Google Julie Moreno and her address will pop up. So it is public information. Julie Moreno is a registered Republican and active. And, oh, look at that. Look at that. Anything she's telling you is a lie. Like my sister is celiac was also a lie. My sister had food allergies and she capitalized on the money that she saw from celiac disease. She profited off of my sister never having celiac disease. And if that's a person you trust and want to support, that's totally okay with me. I will not, and that's why I haven't spoken to her in 4 years. Oh, Erica, if you
Something. What did we learn, Erica? What did we learn? What did we learn? This girl said, not only do I research it and I got receipts, like sister girl been voting for and supporting Trump all the way up and through the last race to Pose Mountain, but I can verify everything with the verify everything because she's my mother. Like, oh snap. Yeah. There's also a majorette challenge going around to the song Liberian Girl. Non-dancers are complaining, the dance doesn't go with the song. The dance doesn't go with the song. And there are some dancers that are like, well, they're not sitting in the beat properly. And then there's majorettes. They're like, no, it's fine. Y'all just dumb. Knowing how to dance and being trained in certain styles of dance are two different things. Number one. Number two, y'all are too comfortable, which I understand because you're consumers, with the concert performance style of dance, where yes, they're trying to be visual for you for this particular song, where other people, they're taking their artistry and their creativity and layering it with the music, with the beat, with the lyrics. They're not, you're not at Broadway, honey. And you also have to think, majorette doesn't perform to songs with lyrics, generally speaking. So they're listening for the beat. The song could be slash 'em, dash 'em, crash 'em, stick 'em down the toilet bowl. Who cares? And also, it's like a side note to the majorette challenge. Y'all got to stop watching these TV shows and not having an understanding of anything, and then deciding to bully adults that used to be on the show and children that are currently part of teams because you don't understand how things go. Y'all, there are people bullying and harassing one young lady that was on a popular TV show when she was a minor because one, they didn't pay attention to the coach saying when auditions are held every year, when filming starts, and that she's not going to, for the sake of a camera, for the sake of anything, just hand something to somebody. In order to make the team that performs at certain thing, you got to get caught up and learn everything else, plus the new stuff that's rolling out, which takes time. But you know, y'all like it, I love it. Um, oh, there's also a new trend of new mothers before they leave the hospital saying things like, uh, 2 inches went in and insert the length of the child, inches came out. It's a cute kiki cackle, whatever. One, you got people questioning why you allow somebody that can't put no type of bass in their voice to get you pregnant. Number one. Number two, I think some of y'all forget when you all go over the top to try to ensure that nobody looks at and talks to your man. Women are far more competitive than men, and women are far more covertly nosy than men. Because a woman be like, oh, 2 inches? Well, you got a whole baby and you always got a smile on your face. Well, it must be the motion in the ocean, and I want to feel that motion. That's how women are. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. But if y'all keep doing it and you end up fighting in the social media streets, let me know because I'm going to come and watch. Oh, and for the handful of people that sent me the 20 some odd part series of the chick that was pregnant 4 or 5 times by the same married man, she's stupid. I got through 2.5 videos and I gave up. Y'all now officially owe me snacks, preferably something dipped in chocolate. Because why did you think? And how did you think I was going to watch 20 plus parts about a dumb bitch, hoe bitch, silly bitch, goofy bitch, need child support bitch? The heck? No. Mm-mm. Then evidently, there was another shorter series where the girl found out that her uncle was messing around with her boyfriend, and the uncle was like, "Hey, you know how I get down, but if he done mess with me, tell him to come get his underwear from my house." And she said she mad, but she ain't mad enough to leave. She ain't mad enough to leave. Once again, I promise you, every Thursday night into mid morning on Friday, y'all make me regret having a public email and keep allowing it to be visible to y'all. When I said let's have some fun on Fridays, this ain't what I meant. Um I don't know how to pronounce. Hold on. Did I write it down how to pronounce this? But most people knew him. He started off on TikTok as Angry Reactions, the ex-boyfriend of Pearl, aka Hannah Davis, Hannah Pearl Davis. But Pearly Pearl, she goes by her middle name because I guess that's supposed to be more dainty. Has had it. He's sick of her shit because she keeps saying problematic stuff, and he's like, "Look, you didn't start doing this until you moved to England." And who knew Pearl don't even live in the United States anymore, spewing United States rhetoric? Okay, well that would make sense on why she's always on Piers Morgan. But anywho, he's like, "You don't even believe this stuff. Like, why don't we get together? Why don't we, have some coffee and talk about how I can stop getting heat because of you?" Hold on. What did you say? Melania is the most beautiful, gracious, and classy first lady ever we had next to Jackie. Oh, do not compare this woman to Jackie Kennedy Onassis. She doesn't hold a monochrome of anything to Jackie Kennedy Onassis. And no, Melania is not the most beautiful, not the most gracious, nor the classiest. She's not even here through proper immigration portals. And she's known for soft porn. But anywho, that's not what we're talking about. So he said, he's tired of, people coming at him going, "Oh my goodness, as a black man, how did you date this woman? She's racist." And he's like, "This is an act." He was like, "Look, I ain't trying to stop your money, but let's get it together." She tried to put out a response like, "Oh, you can drag me. Just go on the podcast. They probably pay you good money to drag me." And he's like, "That's not what I'm asking." He's like, "I'm just tired. Like, can you just put out a statement saying, hey, these are my views since breaking up with him?" Okay, thanks, Jim. Since, breaking up with him, this is how I feel. Like, just put it to bed. And he said the only reason, hey, IT twin. Then he said the only reason that they broke up when she moved to London before she started spewing that stuff, he said, and I quote, because he's from Chicago. So those from the Chicagoland area, you gonna know, you gonna feel this. He said, "I can't do long distance relationship because I need to hit it daily." You know what I am at? Let's be honest, okay? He got the clap cheeks on the regular. So that was her villain arc, and he's just like, "Hey, clear the air." He's like, "That's all. That's all I'm asking you to do." He's like, "I'm not trying to make money off your name because that's what he was gonna do. He could have been done that, like Altitude Looting Fruit Looses. And real quick, there is a trend. Give people dignity. Give people dignity. Also, as someone who has buried a parent, you think certain things are going to help you in the future. You think that they're going to help with your grieving process. They're not. And this is what I mean. Stop filming your dementia and Alzheimer patient family, friends, what it's not cute. It's dehumanizing. It's making a mockery of them. And they don't deserve that. They are struggling with enough, number one. Number two, if you have a friend or family member, especially a parent, that is going through a terminal illness, the moments when they need to inform you of their tough decisions that they've had to make, like deciding to just go for comfort care and things like that, that is not for you to record. It's not going to give you the closure and the remembrance you think in the future. Number one. Number two, you're once again taking something away from this person. And I'm going to say something to y'all. You're going to want to initially reject it, but please fight the urge to do so. You have to be careful, because when people tell you of an illness that they're going through, especially if it's considered plausibly terminal, as my mother used to say, you tend to put people in a corner. You tend to take away their autonomy and take away their consent. They end up becoming a prop that you pull out the corner every so often for yourself. You've already killed these people off well before they die, and you don't realize the loneliness and the misery that you leave them with in their final days and final hours. So keep that in mind, because I'm also noticing a big trend, and people are like, I saw one video and people are like flooding this gentleman with all of this compassion and everything. And I thought about it and I'm like, why are you recording this? And it's clear somebody else has the camera in their hand. So you're the only one that's emotional because, and I know that moment because I went through it with my mom. She died of multiple cancers being in her body. And she didn't want to do anymore. It was tearing up her body. And she's like, even if I survive, so much of her body had been depleted. She was not going to have a quality of life that she felt was worth living. That moment when she was explaining that she wanted comfort care only and that she had settled her peace. No, y'all. No. And it is okay. Hey, Nana J. It is okay to enjoy dishes, etc., from other cultures. Learn them from the cultures. Learn them from the cultures. There's no reason why Courtney Cooks should have been on the Jennifer Hudson show. And the fact that y'all let this heifer get away with calling herself Courtney Cooks is interesting. It's interesting. Before y'all go, you just hate it. No, I'm not. Go take a look at her page. Go take a look at her page. And then come back and tell me what she cooking, except for my nerves. And there's no way she's keeping the diet that she's claiming she's keeping for content, and she still looks the way that she does. And I'm talking about the elasticity in her skin, the complexion, like all of that. Absolutely not. Putting potatoes in a hot fryer, cutting them open and sticking globs and blobs of cheese down the middle. It. Let's see. I think. Okay. Now, I don't remember why somebody sent me this video, but I appreciate why you sent me this video, okay? Because I love a good read, okay? I love a good read. I love when I find a fellow librarian out there in the wild, okay? Okay. All right. So just, yeah. Just list them. If you're eating or drinking anything, please pause for the cause. Myself nor GCPR Radio will be responsible for any choking of anything because you were forewarned not to have anything anywhere near your pie receptacle. In 5, 4, 3, 2, listen. Oh crap! Hold on. Oh, well, I guess we can't play it. Oh, it was such a good read. They removed Sister Girl sound. Hold on. Did she?
Kristi Noem is a two-bit philandering fool, and she has about 18 worse things, and that to be abundantly clear, but I'm sort of sensing the writing on the wall. I don't think she's going to have a role in public service much longer, so I won't have a reason to come on here and talk about how she is a hoe bag and how our taxpayer dollars have actually been funding her hoe baggery for the better part of a decade. She's been married to this guy, Brian, with an O, for well over 30 years. That's like ostensibly her baby daddy and everything, but she's been fucking and sucking on this guy, Corey Lewandowski, who's been working for Trump basically since he entered politics in different capacities for like about a decade now. It's been a long ass time. I think she was still in the House of Representatives when they started doing the Grown Up Together, or as Republicans put it, doing this. She was at least 12 years old, I swear. She leaves DC because she becomes the governor of South Dakota. And instead of that ending the affair, she keeps flying her side piece out to Pierre ass South Dakota so that they can bump uglies. And I'm not talking about their fuck ass faces. So one has to imagine that Brian with an O is getting kind of tired of hearing the sound of Corey Lewandowski's shriveled ball sack slapping against his wife's skeletal ass reverberating off the walls of the governor's mansion on a regular basis. So he packed the fuck up and moved out of there like 2 years into her term as governor. And then she had the whole place to herself to be a pussy palace. This is also around the time that their fuck fest goes from like open secret to just open because they're going to these giant Republican Coachella style events like the RNC and CPAC. And they're making out just in front of everyone. They are grabbing each other's asses. She gave him like a lap dance in his seat at one of these events. And a bunch of people were saying, by the way, this is like their 2 p.m. behavior, not their 2 a.m. after several drinks behavior. So then she moves back to DC so she can be the secretary in charge of murdering and kidnapping Americans who have committed the high crime of not wanting to be murdered and kidnapped. And she, of course, gives her side piece a job in that department, a job that was supposed to be temporary. It's now been over a year. He's still there. And by the way, if and when she gets fired, it will be because of this. It will be because she is fucking Corey Lewandowski. It could get framed as, oh, because of her failures leading ICE. You and I both know Trump doesn't give a fuck about that. What Trump gives a fuck about is that his ex-friend, Corey Lewandowski, who he purposely denied any official role in the administration, got an unofficial role by way of his little girlfriend. And he's spending all of that fucking department's money and ostensibly leading it behind Trump's back. And Trump knows that the only way to get rid of Corey is to get rid of Kristi because they are attached at the groin. Whole time, Corey, not even a faithful side. We know this because we know that he was coming on to a woman at a 2021 charity event. We know that because after that woman rejected him, he resorted to sexual assault and stalking, as people like him are wont to fucking do. Whole time, Brian with an O, still in the picture. They never got divorced. He might have moved with her to DC, and I'm sure he's a giant MAGA piece of shit just like her, so I don't really feel bad for him, but I will say he did look at her when she had that season 1 Kate Gosselin haircut, and she was taking the family dogs out back to assassinate them one by one, and he still went down on her. And I just don't think she knows a single thing about that level of loyalty. Kristi.
Well, told you we love a good librarian. Well, it looks like we've come to the end of the task fact, but really quickly, so he ended the show by being suspended from going live on the TikTok. Oh well. Probably still go live later. I'll just use Babe's account. They didn't like that at all. Hey, that librarian was a white lady with blonde hair. I thought we was safe with that. I thought that was their milady. real quick. There is a troll page that has emerged on TikTok. Your efforts to try to prove who's not behind the page has shown us who is behind the page. Especially given that you tried to toss me into the mix and you're showing that one, my assessments of you were spot on, and two, you didn't pay any attention because what you're accusing people of, evidence says you're full of shit. Extortion is a crime. And let me say this finally. If you believe that myself or anyone else that I am associated with is protecting people who are out here doing harms to others, just show your proof. Show who the predators are. Protect the people by showing who it is. Show your proof. Let's get these folks justice. Let's get these people away from potential victims and from previous victims, because you're not sounding gallant. You're sounding stupid. Because if I truly believe that there was a handful of people going around hurting person after person after person, I don't care who their friends are. I'm not going after their friends like, hey, expose them if I will. If the end goal is for these people's business to be put out there, put it out there. Put it out there. Put it out there. And Aaron, and your little boiling pet too. The nail in your coffin was bringing me up. Because when I get done here, I'm downloading that live where you jumped in the box and couldn't stop gushing over wanting to cuddle me and everything else. You are a predator. And see, you keep wanting to bring the fellas front and center. You all do. You want to be able to utilize your default damsel in distress and your white woman tears. Nope. From this moment forward, the battle is between me and you trolls. If you have nothing but facts, you don't need the optics of the little white woman and the big black man. No. Come to the table. But as always, each one teach one, each one reach one. I will see you all tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern for Friendly Differences with an international debate that will feature, outside of our host, Solid Blue Sister, Thomas the Villain Bishop, Lloyd, a Black Education Cabinet, and myself, and the Swedish Bow, who thinks. And then, of course, at 6 p.m. Eastern, it's time for Porch of No Judgment with myself, the Angry IT Nerd, and Jen. And then, of course, I'll be around to sell the records on the Villain's View. With General Gambit, Angry IT Nerd, and Thomas the Villain Bishop. But thank you for joining me, y'all. Keep it sweet and sassy. And keep it factual. Till next time.